Good morning, it's me again, Mrs. Gwyn, or known as the Virtual Teaching Assistant on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook. This morning I want to have a look at some column addition, which might sound a bit scary for some, but it's not. Hopefully this will simplify it quite a lot for you. Okay, what we're going to start with is when teaching maths in most schools, I think all schools use a CPA approach. This stands for concrete, so this is when they use counters, any equipment, any solid item that they can hold and use to count. It can be coins, anything that's safe for them to count with. Pictorial, so the pupil will draw shapes or counters to help them solve mathematical problems. Now, the consideration to bear in mind here is the equipment that they're used to in school will quite often impact the shapes that they draw. So for instance, in the Key Stage 1, you might more find the Numicon, which is over here. So they might draw these shapes. You can see the small picture here. This is 1, 2, 3, and so on. So each one has a different colour and a different number of holes in there for the number it represents. Over here we have Deans. Okay, so this here would be the thousands, these are the hundreds, these are the tens, and these here are the ones. So depending on what they draw will be what they've been shown in school and what they're used to. Any is fine. Abstract. This means the pupils don't use equipment or pictures to solve the mathematical problem. They might just do it in their heads. Okay, so they will either just know it straight off, or they might need to maybe use their fingers a little bit to help them, but they're not using equipment, they're not drawing anything. I'm going to cover pictorial and abstract approach in this presentation. Okay, so pictorial, adding 2 digits to 1 digit, and just for now we're not going to cross any tens, we're not going to confuse it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Numicon here over on the left hand side. So I've got 12 add 6, so I've put the 12 in there, and can you see I've split up my tens and my ones. Now this is super important that you don't ever mix up your tens or your ones in your column addition. Okay, now I'm going to add my 6 in Numicon. I'll pop it just here underneath. All right, now to add these up, I'm simply just going to count my little holes in my Numicon here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 there. And how many tens do I have? Just the 1. So my answer to 12 add 6 is 18, and this is using Numicon. Now I'm going to do the same exact sum over here, but I'm going to use my Deans. So I've got my 12 using my Deans, so this is 10 and 2 ones, and I've got 6 ones here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's my 8. And how many tens do I have? I only have 1 10. So I'm not counting every individual one, I'm counting the number of tens, okay, because this is my tens column. So again, we get the same answer. Thank goodness for that. So now we're going to move on to abstract. So we're going to add the 2 digit to 1 digit. I'm not going to use any pictures this time. I'm just going to use my knowledge of numbers and my counting on. Okay, now a trick I often use here with pupils in my class is I say put the biggest number in your head first, and quite often you will see them pop their hands on their heads. So if you see them do it at home, that's why, because I'll say to them, lock that number in, put the biggest number in your head first, and then count on from that, either using fingers or whatever they choose to do. So we always add ones together first, okay, as you saw in the last one. So my biggest number between my 6 and my 2 is 6. So let's put the 6 in our heads and let's count on 6, 7, 8. So that gives me 8 again. And how many tens do I have? It's just the 1. All right, let's do another sum just to make sure we've got it. Start with the ones first. My 4 and my 3. The 4 is higher, so pop your 4 in your head, lock it in, and then count on 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. So we've got 7 there. And how many tens do I have? Fairly straightforward, just 2. So you know 24 add 3 is 27. Okay, let's start crossing some tens. Now this is where we have more than 10 ones in this section. So what we have to do is move one over, because remember, tens aren't allowed over here. Only ones are allowed over here. So we've got to be very strict about that. Now we're going to do it using the pictorial method again, just to make sure we can get our heads around it. Okay, 32 add 9. That's my problem. Okay, so I might draw something like this. Okay, so I'm going to put my 32 in first. So here's my 3 tens with my numicon, 10, 20, 30. And here's my 2. Brilliant, they're all accounted for. Now I need a 9. This is what the 9 looks like. Okay, right, so where do we start? With the ones. Okay, only our ones can go in our ones column, tens in the tens column. It's super important we remember that. Let's add our ones and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we've got 11. What do we need to do? Right, I'm going to need to exchange. Do you see these here? That's these. I'm going to need to exchange 10 of my ones and make them into one of these, which is a 10. And you can see that because they're over here. Now this is a very good word here, exchange. Remember that, because that's important maths vocabulary that you do need to learn. Now let's just check I've not made a mistake along the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Definitely got 11 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've definitely got 11 there. So now what I need to do is I need to move my 10, and I'm just going to pop it under the 10s over here, because remember, it's not allowed here. This is called carrying. So I'm carrying a number. Okay, and we usually put it underneath the line just so it stays out of the way just for a minute, because I still need to add my ones up. So in 11, I know I've got 1 10. How many ones have I got? Just the 1. So I've popped that there in between the lines so I can see super clear. Right, now let's add my 10s up. Let's not forget the 1 under here. 1, 2, 3, 4 10s. So what's my answer? 10, 20, 30, 40, 1. Brilliant. I'm hoping you found that fairly straightforward. Let's try some more. Okay, we're going to do this now. Same with the Deans. I'm not going to talk through every single one. I just want to show you the different pictures for exactly the same sum. Okay? Exactly the same. So I've changed my 11 ones for my 10 and my 1. I'm going to carry it, pop my 1 in first, and then count my 10s, and I get the same answer. Okay, now let's try it abstract, because we're getting a bit clever now, aren't we? Okay, remember, we only ever start with our ones. Okay, 9, because that's my highest number. Let's start with that one. Now let's add on to that. 9, 10, 11. I've got 11 again. Okay, so we still need to exchange. All right, but this time I've got the number 11 in my head. So which digit here is my 10s? It's this one here. And which digit here is my 1s? It's this one here. So I'm going to move my 10s down to here. Same as before, I'm just writing the number rather than drawing a picture. I'm going to put my 1 in here. Now how many 10s have I got? 3, 4. Same answer. Okay, again, we'll do some more, adding 2 digits to 2 digits. I'll let you do these. Okay, if you want to do this by yourself, then pause it now and have a go, but I'll just go through it with you as well. 6 add 2, same method, always start with your ones. 6 add 2 is 6, 7, 8, 4 add 1, 4, 5. 58. So 12 add 46 is 58. Let's try this one. 3 add 2 is 5. 7 add 2, 7, 8, 9. 95. Okay, and I'm going to go into the next stage of difficulty now. You can stop here or you can have a go, completely up to you guys. I just want to give you the options. So again, we're going to now cross the tens, which makes it a little bit more tricky. Okay, but remember, same method, absolute same method. Start with the ones. Highest number first. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that gives me 15. So my 10 will go down here because there's only one 10 in 15. And there are 5 ones. Now, let's count my 10s. 4, 5, 6. So 19 add 46 is 65. Let's try this one. I've tried to be a bit mean with this one. Okay, so we start with the highest number, start with the ones first. 8, 9, 10, 11. Where does my 10 go? That's right, just down here, because we don't need it just yet. And my 1 goes here. Okay, how many 10s do I have? Can you see where Mrs. Quinn's been a bit mean? Okay, let's see. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I can't carry it anywhere. I've got no more columns to go at. So I'm just going to write the number 13. There you go. So 48 add 83 is 131. Thank you for watching. I know this has been a bit longer than my normal videos, but I've tried to get in lots of different depths and levels there. I really hope it's helped. If you did like it, please like and share if you found it useful, and please subscribe to my channel and like my Facebook page. Thank you for watching. Take care, guys.